Hey there, my lovely listeners. Before we dive in, if you've stumbled upon this podcast episode and you find it resonates with you, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, we have a lot more exciting topics and conversations waiting for you, and I promise it'll be worth your while.
It's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good.
Picture this. It's Monday morning, your alarm clock has blared its irritating tune one too many times. Rubbing your eyes, you roll over to hit the snooze button, knocking over an old coffee mug in the process. You cringe at the wet splash, a remnant of yesterday's caffeine fix. Getting up, you trip over a pile of clothes that never made it to the closet over the weekend. Your heart rate is up, not from excitement but from stress. Your day hasn't even properly started and you're already overwhelmed, all because your environment is a mess. Your mind feels like a cluttered drawer and you wonder how you even got to this point. Now, how many of you nodded your head or gave a little chuckle because that hit way too close to home? If so, stick around. Today we're diving deep into the profound connection between organization and self-care. We're going to unwrap why the state of our spaces often mirrors the state of our minds and what we can do about it. But before we start, here's a fascinating fact. Did you know that according to a study conducted by Princeton University, physical clutter competes for your attention and decreases performance and increases stress? Yep, it's science, my friends. Alright, let's get into it.
Welcome to Self-Care and Hustle Podcast, where your journey to becoming your best version begins. If you're ready to live your best life and find your inner peace, you've come to the right place, giving you insights on all life tips and purpose-driven actions to move you from where you are now to where you want to go. You can do this. This is me, Nestle Poliente, your host. Are you ready? Now, let's dive in.
Have you ever wondered why you feel so much better in a clean room or a tidied up workspace? It's not a coincidence. When we declutter our physical space, we're actually doing a massive favor to our brain. It's like dusting off the cobwebs in those little nooks and crannies of our mind. Everything becomes clearer. Decisions come more easily. Creative ideas flow. In that cloud of overwhelming paralysis, it starts to lift. Remember Jane from college? Her room was like a scene from a disaster movie, right? But when she finally tackled that mess before the big exam, she aced it. Coincidence? Maybe. But science and countless experiences say otherwise. I love a good spa day as much as the next person. But real self-care goes beyond skincare routines and scented candles. It's about setting yourself up for success mentally, emotionally, and yes, even spatially. Think about your friend, Alex. Guy loves his bubble baths with those fancy bath bombs. But what's the use if post-bath, he's scrambling around looking for his keys, his wallet, or even that shirt he thought he washed? Here's a concept: organizing is meditation. Sounds wacky, but think about it. When you're cleaning up or sorting out stuff, you're in the moment. That's a form of mindfulness, focusing on the present task. It's therapeutic and grounding. Each time you fold a piece of clothing or label a box, you're signaling to your brain, I have control over this. In a study by the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin, women who describe their living spaces as cluttered or full of unfinished projects were more likely to be depressed and fatigued than women who describe their homes as restorative and restful. The researchers also found that those with cluttered homes express higher levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Ever heard of the butterfly effect? One small change can lead to significant results. Decluttering and organizing can be that small change in your life. Let's talk about Mike. Started by organizing his sock drawer. A tiny task, but it felt good. So he moved on to his wardrobe, then his study, and before he knew it, his entire apartment was spick and span. And guess what? His productivity skyrocketed at work, he started eating healthier, and he even picked up jogging. All because of a sock drawer. Now, we're not just talking about tossing out old mementos. It's also about letting go of emotional baggage. Cleaning up helps us process. It makes us ask hard questions. Why am I holding on to this? Does it serve a purpose? Does it make me happy? Marie Kondo, the tidying guru, believes that when you declutter and only surround yourself with things that spark joy, it can transform your life. And thousands who have followed her method agree. This may surprise you, but there's a direct link between organization and physical health. When our space is organized, we're more inclined to cook, exercise, and even sleep better. Sarah, remember her, used to eat takeout every day because the thought of navigating her messy kitchen was too daunting. Once she decluttered and organized her kitchen, she started cooking healthy meals and lost 20 pounds in a year. As we wrap up, remember this: organization isn't just about aesthetics. It's a deep, intrinsic part of self-care. So, the next time you find yourself in chaos, maybe, just maybe, start by tidying up that room or clearing out that drawer. It could be the first step to a more profound sense of peace and self-care. And hey, if this episode spoke to you, please subscribe. There are so many more conversations we need to have, and I want you to be a part of every single one of them.
I was worried you blow my reputation, but I figured it's not on me. yeah, yeah. The way you're making me shiver, your hands on myself, I keep pulling the trigger, alright. This rare finger for people like them. Oh, no, no. Well, darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky, oh. It's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good, oh.
Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into all the tips you can use to becoming your best self. To catch all the latest from me, follow me on Instagram and support me by considering buying me a coffee. Link is in the description. And make sure to chill out, listen to your favorite music, and drink your water. See you in my next episode.